Hey again, everyone. Welcome back to Little K Artistry. I'm Little K, and we are here in my studio once again. And I have to tell you, it is very late. I don't know what time it is or what day of the week it is when you're watching this video, but I can tell you it's about 3 a.m. right now. And when I can't sleep, if I've got too much on my mind, or if I just can't turn off the thoughts, then I come in and I do a little fluid art therapy, and that's what I'm doing tonight. So you guys are all gonna be witnessing my 3 a.m. thoughts. These are my 3 a.m. thoughts. I wanted to come on and say thank you all, first of all, for all the wonderful and kind comments that you have made on my previous videos, and thank you so much for your support. You are just the sweetest things. Honestly, I've said it before and I'm going to keep saying it because it is true that Little K Artistry has the best subscribers on YouTube. It is 100% true. Every time I go on to check my videos and I read the comments and respond to them, I do respond to all of them. I get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for commenting. Every time I go on to read them, it just makes me smile so big. I have to thank you so much for all of the smiles. You all are just the best. You really are wonderful. So yeah, it is approximately 3 a.m. So if I sound a little hoarse, I am. I've been trying to sleep and I just can't. So I have this new, relatively new, and I think this is a 14-inch. It might be a 16-inch. Let me get my trusty little measuring tape out here. It's a 16-inch. So this is my 16-inch round canvas. And I wanted to do another surprise abstract cellism because I'm just so in love with it. I really cannot wait to share this with you all. I'm going to do a class. It'll be just a video class, and I'm going to share how I do this and what the process is. And again, I have to give Steve Chase credit from Chase Fluid Art. If you have not gone to watch his videos, please do. That's where I got my start when I started my fluid art journey back in, oh gosh, almost 2 years ago now, December of, I think it was 2022. I found him quite, I have to say, by accident, but not by accident, because it was absolutely meant to be. And I studied and watched and studied and watched and studied and watched, and I made some tweaks and I changed it for my personal way, my personal style. And I've been playing around with it and doing all kinds of things. But this, I go to the blooms, and I love the blooms and the pouring mediums that I've done for the blowouts and all the abstracts. That I love it, and the brush work and the new pieces that I've done that are in the texture art that is just, they're so, I love it all. This one though, when I get up at 3 a.m. I don't go to my texture. I come here to my spinner and I grab my paints and I start to do my fluid art with abstract cellism. So that's what I'm going to do with you all. I'm starting out, none of these are from the can house paints. These are all mixed with a pouring medium, and it's all the same pouring medium with exception of the black top layer that I'm going to put on last. This is Naples Yellow that I'm starting with, and this is just a nice base. I like to cover the canvas with a nice, you'll notice that I often start with Naples Yellow. It's just such a lovely color. I am experimenting with a new idea. Actually, it's not a new idea. I've known about it all along. I've never actually tried it, but I won't be doing that for another couple of videos yet because I have to prepare the pouring medium for it, and it just utilizes the pouring medium in a different way. But when I do that, I will explain it to you and let you know what I'm doing. This is just the base coat that I'm putting down. You'll see that all of my paints are in these trusty little squirt condiment bottles. You can get them, I get them right online. I would be happy to share the link in the description to this video. There are a lot of links in the description of this video. A lot of them are the products that I have, from my little cups that I use with the covers on them, to my air purifier that I have that I use, because these do have a little bit of odor, not much odor at all, but I want to be safe, better safe than sorry, and I do have pets. So there is a link to the air purifier that I use, and my little silicone stirrers that I use constantly now. It took me so long, you guys, to find, you'd think that a stirrer wouldn't be that much of a unique thing that I would need. I just find just the right one. But I had tried so many different stirrers, silicone stirrers, and I just couldn't find one that I felt worked for all the different styles of paints and all the different mixing that I do. I couldn't find one that was just right for everything. It was long enough, but then I also wanted it to be silicone because I wanted it to be easy to clean. I also wanted it to be fairly compact so I could put it in my little cup with all my other tools over on my rolly cart. So I've been looking for quite a while to find just the right stir sticks, and I did find them. So the links to that also below in the description of the video. And once again, I have to address the common question that many of you have asked, which is why I don't just dump the paint, why I spray it. Not spray it. Sorry, it's 3 a.m. Why I squirt it. I'm not spraying it. Gosh, that would make a mess. And the reason why is, yes, the end goal is art and something beautiful, but it's the process too, and the process is very relaxing, and this is part of it. From the mixing of the paints, I love mixing the paints, selecting the colors that I'm going to mix with the medium, and then mixing it, and then applying the colors in this way. It's a very deliberate way, other than just dumping them. I've tried that too. So that's the Naples Yellow. I've tried just dumping it on there as well. And yeah, it does the trick. It gets it done quickly. But I guess maybe if you all don't want to watch a longer video, I guess you would fast forward it. But for the purposes of why I'm doing this, it's the process for me. And I know some of you that are following and watching along, it's very relaxing for you as well, because some of you have mentioned that you love to watch me paint, which that's just the sweetest thing ever. That someone would want to watch me do this. It's so sweet. So for all of you who have said that, thank you. It's a wonderful, relaxing, therapeutic, it's a pleasure, it really is. One of my favorite things in the world. Okay, this is QNAG, also known as Golden's Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. This color is, I believe, still unavailable. I heard that it was possibly due to the fact that some of the ingredients that were used in the making of Nickel Azo Gold were also used somewhere in the healthcare, or maybe something had to do with cancer treatment. I'm not sure, but anyway, they're not able to produce this color anymore. But I believe Golden has replaced it with instead of Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold, I think it's just Nickel Azo Gold. I can't remember. There is one that it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different. But they did replace that one with another. It's just not quite, and some people think it's not quite as good. But I guess you try it and then you decide. This is just titanium white. Incidentally, all the colors that I'm using today are Golden Fluid acrylics. And those are ones that come in a bottle like this, or you can also get the smaller. This is a 16 ounce. This is a 4 ounce. And then you can also get them in these cute little 1 ounce. So these are the 3 different sizes. And I think there's a larger one than this, but I don't think all the colors are available in all of the sizes. And this is Teal. This is another one of my favorites. This is Quinacridone Magenta. One of my favorite pinks. Going to add a little bit of Golden's Iridescent Silver. Just for a little shimmer. This is Ultramarine Blue. I'm not too concerned about the bubbles when I do this style of painting, because typically when you do other forms of painting, the bubbles in the base coat will pop through and they will form a cell. And in a lot of most other forms of fluid art, you don't want cells where you don't want them, so you want them in a very specific place. But because this is abstract cellism, the bubbles sometimes help. They create more cells, which is okay. So I don't usually do much popping. Do a little bit, not too much. And this is the top layer. Okay, moment of truth. I'm going to add some force. This is going to be loud, so I apologize ahead of time. This is my big hair dryer. You'll see those cells already starting to form. I'm going to go ahead and spin it. See what we can get here. See if I can spread it out a little. And you'll notice when I started, I did not put the base coat all the way to the edges. Obviously it goes there on its own. Just going to give it a few minutes for those cells to form. Take a little bit and kind of help cover the edges a little bit. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this style of painting. If you've tried this, if you do another form of fluid art. And I have to say too, I have to address there's some of those subscribers and viewers, I'm not sure if they're subscribers or if they're just watching, but some of you all have mentioned that I talk too much. Some of you say that I don't talk enough. and still others have mentioned that you like the teaching, or you have questions, and why don't I do live videos and stuff like that. I'm attempting to do what I think people need and want, but the challenge becomes how it's not possible to make everyone happy. So, but I am doing my best. So if you've asked a question or requested something and it hasn't happened yet, just know that I am doing my best. I try to make these videos as conversational as possible, because I feel like if you all were here in my studio with me, I would likely be talking to you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to you as though you were here. Kind of thing. It's just a one-sided conversation. That's just mainly what I'm doing, I guess, just a one-sided conversation. So but I do try to make this conversational, so you guys will get some, not only information, but maybe a little entertainment, or something to lift your spirits if you had a bad day, or if you're like me and it's 3 a.m. and you can't sleep and you want to come on YouTube and watch some videos. I will say though, it's genuinely widely believed that you shouldn't go to your phone or your television if you can't sleep. But some people do, it's up to you. If that's what makes you happy and you're getting enough sleep. Obviously, I don't want you to stay awake if you're not getting enough sleep. You gotta get good rest. But, so I try to make it as conversational as possible so that you all get some, a little bit of conversation and some enjoyment out of this as well. Wow, this is looking really pretty, huh? So you can see where there's still a good amount of that top layer that will fill in and even as I'm talking, you'll be able to see that it's going to start filling in. I am going to apply a little bit more of the air, so it's going to get loud for 1 second here. And sometimes, if the top layer is a little bit too thick, I can go through just with a skewer and just kind of pull up the bottom layer. And sometimes, not all the time, sometimes that results in some cells forming. So these middle ones are starting to get even bigger. This is really neat. It's like a little river running through it. I need to get a sharper skewer here. Let me get a fresh one. Yeah, see there's another one that's forming there. So we'll see if we can get a few more. Sometimes as a last resort, I will use a straw. Oh, there's another one. There we go. I'm going to spin a little bit more and see what happens. Let me see if I can stretch a few more. This is looking really pretty, isn't it? I'm going to stretch a little bit more. I want to see if I can get those to be a little more kind of stretched out and elongated. You can see now there's more that are coming through in the center. And that's just the weight, just gravity pushing down on that now, because I haven't added any more air. And then sometimes what I do in here is just kind of draw in a little. That will sometimes cause the cells to form as well. So all these guys have now gotten bigger. See, there's less dark, and over here there was a whole bunch. Now there's just a little, and you'll see that there's some areas that look a little bit gray, and that will settle as well. That's still the black top layer that's mixing in. It's mixing with some of the other colors. So all of that black top layer that I put on has pretty well disappeared, and I put a lot of that black top layer on there, but it has sunk, and you can see some of that beautiful blue is coming up in the center. Goodness gracious me. Oh, I'm glad I came in my studio. This is just lovely. And like I said, I am going to be experimenting. Oh, you can see that silver. Oh my. Oh, that's some of that silver that's coming through. And I didn't put very much silver at all. I am going to be experimenting with the base layer, doing something a little bit different with the base layer before I actually put the colors on in upcoming videos. And I will definitely show you those, because I'm very curious to see if what I think will happen, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some experimenting, but I will definitely do videos and I will post them so you can watch. If you're interested, you can watch the experimentation process. So this is, what, 7 colors? I did a base of the Naples Yellow and then these 6 colors. And you remember, I didn't put very much of any of these colors on this canvas. So what we're looking at is very little paint. And I guess we call it the spin-off, it's barely come off. There's only a few drops on the outside edge. And this extra that has come off, I will scrape and put into a base bucket. And then when I have a base painting that I want to do, I can use this as the base color, and then even if I wanted to do a pillow, if I wanted to do the Shelley Bloom and use my leftover abstract cellism as the pillow paint instead of using house paint, I could do that as well. So I do save this. I save it for multiple different uses. I'm going to do one more spin and see if we can get those center guys to stretch out, and then I'm going to call this one good, and I will most likely let Mr. Bentley out to see if he needs to go pee, and then I will try and go back to sleep because it's probably about 3:30 now. But this, gosh, I hope I'm gonna come around and bring you all in a little bit closer so you can see. This just makes me so happy. I hope you get as much enjoyment out of it. Oh my goodness, there's some orange that has... Now see, that's the nickel azo gold, but it mixed with the Quinacridone Magenta, and it has made this gorgeous pinkish gold, orangey. And there are so many cells, you guys. There are so many cells. I just can't. Every time this happens, you guys, every time it blows my mind. The only thing that I wish is that I had put a little bit more of the Ultramarine Blue, because there's not quite enough blue on it for me, but and the shimmering, the silver, oh. Okay, I'm gonna stop staring at this. I'm gonna come around, and even this whirly weird part here that came through that didn't quite make cells, that even looks cool. That's just wow. Okay, I'm gonna come over there and see if I can zoom you all in. Sometimes it pays to get out of bed at 3 a.m. I'll be feeling it in the morning. What am I saying? It's already morning. There you go. Look at that. Let's see if I can get it closer. It might go blurry. I hope it doesn't go too blurry. I want you guys to be able to see this. Can you see that? Oh my word. If you had to count those cells, you would not be able to count them all. Look how many cells there are. My goodness, you guys. You see that gorgeous orange and the pink? Oh my word. And see, look how the center is filling in now. But you see that whirly thing? I don't know if I can point at it with my, can I get, there it is right there, that whirly. Oh, there's paint on my finger. Oops. I had gloves on too. What the heck? Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm getting silly because it's so late. Or maybe it's early. I don't know. It's 3 a.m. But you guys, look at that. Oh, I'm not crying. I am not crying. Why does it do that to me? I don't know. I don't know why it does it. I don't know, but I'm so glad for it. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'll come back around here. Thank you all for joining me in my 3 a.m. thoughts. I guess this wasn't much different than my than my normal videos. I thought I was just going to be so weird. I guess maybe I am a little weird. But this is, oh, I have no words. There are so many teeny tiny itty bitty multicolored cells throughout this whole painting. You guys, it's blowing my mind. This here with the teal and the magenta, and that orange. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to sleep now because I'm thinking about this painting. All right, we'll give it one last. Okay, all right, so please leave your comments and let me know what you think about this painting. I have to say, you guys, of the last probably dozen or 24 abstract cellism pieces that I have done, this one is my favorite. This is blowing my mind right now. There's purple. You guys, there's purple right there, and I did not put purple in this painting. There's some purple in there too. Oh my goodness. I love purple. I'm so happy. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go because I need to go to sleep. So do you. Okay, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all so much. And again, thank you for the kind words. Please share this. Please subscribe. And I'm going to say it like I always say. I'm going to end every video the same way. Because you know what? Just go make the art. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Have a beautiful night.